Item 9.8 is a motion on the agenda by Councillor Day on a construction charter, and a Conservative addendum has been circulated. Councillor Day.
Thank you, Lord Provost. I'm very pleased to move this motion today to develop a construction charter for the capital city. We'll all be aware of the recent issues that we've had with school build quality, of contractors going bust, and of blacklisting and much more in these companies. And many of us will have read the Cllr report, which tells us that the industry needs to change. No more shortcuts and no more disregard for employees' health and safety. The Cllr report recommendations made it very clear that the standards in the construction industry need to be improved and changed. Discussions that I and my colleagues have, Councillor Munro and Councillor Watt particularly, Unite, Unison, GMB and many more of the trade unions, fully supportive of a construction charter to protect their members' rights, and this is the right thing to do. Lord Provost, this is about protecting workers' rights, about protecting their health and safety, and we all know that the construction industry shows the biggest number of deaths in employment, and this needs to stop. This charter is also about ensuring that contractors pay their fair share, ensuring that national insurance and income tax is duly paid, probably not something the Tories' business friends are known to do. But we know from the last Corporate Policy Committee that the Conservatives will not accept this. They won't support workers' rights and they won't protect workers' health and safety. Lord Provost, I move this motion.
To second the motion, Councillor McVeigh.
Second, Lord Provost.
To move the Conservative addendum, Councillor McLennan.
Thank you very much, Lord Provost. I really don't know where Councillor Day gets that from, because while he's absolutely right to expect the highest standards of health and safety in all construction sites, we would wholeheartedly support that. There is no sense in this side of the chamber of any desire to compromise workers' safety, workers' rights, or indeed to see them not be paid what they're legitimately entitled to. This addendum purely seeks to ensure that such a charter has as widespread support as possible, and with the support of employers is something which is embraced positively and not seen as an imposition. Ensuring employer participation in the production of such a charter should in fact avoid problems in future with the procurement processes and also prevent delays in the commencement of works. So I see no reason why the wider support for this should not be something that the Coalition could also welcome. Thank you.
To second the addendum, Councillor Moat.
Thank you. I'm happy to second the amendment in the Conservative group's name. I think the other thing that's very important is that when we're introducing such a charter, that we ensure that we can have the resources to monitor that, and we look at the implications and the costs on that, if it is to be a meaningful charter, to ensure those protections that you are so keen to deliver, which we share your desire to deliver those protections for workers and to ensure that they are properly paid. But there is no point introducing something that cannot be monitored or is toothless or is meaningless. And that is why we seek all-party support for this, and also to work with the industry and to confer with officers that this is a deliverable construction charter, to make it the most meaningful charter that can go forward. I second the amendment.
Are there any other contributions? I see no hands. Councillor Day. Oh, sorry, Councillor Munro, do you wish to come in?
Thanks, Lord Provost. In supporting Councillor Day's motion and the Coalition's motion, I think we need to bear in mind why we need the construction and charter. When the Council spends money, we need to make sure it's going to companies who are investing in the local community, paying the appropriate rate for the job, and ensuring workers in their supply chains are treated with dignity and respect. Too often, this has been lacking in construction. Protecting the rights of construction workers is an ongoing struggle, but the construction charter is a signal to contractors that they must up their game and put in place systems at work that support a culture of positive industrial relations. Further, companies should not use umbrella companies to pay workers, and the industry needs to recognise the vital role of collective bargaining through trade unions. The Cllr report and its criticism of payment per brick and poor oversight of contractors and poor training laid bare the self-regulated poor practice in construction and laid out lessons the industry appears loath to adopt, which a construction charter will help make happen. But I will give you a better reason. The mortality rate in the industry is on the rise. There were 137 workers killed at work in 2017, and 30 of those were in the construction industry, as hard fought for terms and conditions are rolled back in the industry. A construction charter adopted by Edinburgh can help the industry make sure that the prospect of this continuing to happen is diminished. We need to bring it in as soon as we can. I support the coalition.
Are there any other contributions? Yes, Councillor Jim Campbell.
Thank you, Lord Provost. Just to make clear to Councillor Munro and everyone else, we are tabling an addendum which seeks to add to the motion, not to undo it in any way.
I see no other hands, so Councillor Day, right of reply.
Thank you, Lord Provost. We are unable to accept the Conservatives' addendum. The motion does call for a report which will bring back robust monitoring procedures, and that's something we need to have in this report. I accept that point. Councillor McClellan and Councillor Miller want cross-party support, but the Tories have already voted against this in corporate policy. If the Conservatives want to support workers' rights, if the Conservatives want to protect the risks that construction workers face, simply support this motion.
The division bell will now be rung and the vote will be in 1 minute. Item 9.8 is a motion on construction charter. The motion from the coalition is on the agenda. It is moved by Councillor Day, seconded by Councillor McVeigh. The amendment is from the Conservative group, moved by Councillor McClellan, seconded by Councillor Mowat. Those voting for the Conservative amendment? Becomes an amendment at this stage. It has not been accepted as an addendum. So, 23, and for the motion. 38, the motion is carried.